Hello everybody, today we're doing a video for GTA Car Kits in a 2019 Mini Cooper, and today we're going to show you how to install our Apple CarPlay and Android Auto kit. As you can see, it's already installed into this car. It's been paired to iPhone wirelessly. You can also pair it to your Android phone wirelessly. You can control it with the original controls here in the middle. You can also do next track and volume from the steering wheel. You can do Siri launching from the hang up button. You will not lose any functionality from the original Mini system. If you put your car into reverse, the rear view camera will still work, and you can switch back to the original system by pressing and holding the back button. So it's all there, nothing gets disabled. And at this point, we're going to show you how to install it into this particular car. So the tools you're going to need is a T20 Torx, a flathead screwdriver. This is our panel removal tool, and of course you're going to need our product. We will begin first with removing this shiny ring around the screen. So some cars might have two clips holding it, but this particular car doesn't. So you simply turn it counterclockwise and you remove it. Next, we will remove the vents. So we will insert our fingers inside and we will wiggle it around. So there are four clips, so there's two on top, two at the bottom. That's what holds it in place. Same with the driver's side. Next, we need to remove this top cover on the dashboard, and we're going to use our panel removal tool. We're going to get underneath it and carefully unclip it, and it's just held on clips. Now we need to remove the two bolts underneath the screen. There's one right here, one over there, and they both use a T20 Torx, which we showed you earlier. Now that we removed the bolts, the last thing that holds this screen in is the clip on top. That's where you need to use our flathead screwdriver. We will insert it. There's an opening right there, and you press it down, and then at the same time you remove the screen, and this is the clip that I was pressing down. So I just took my flathead screwdriver, and that's what unlocked it. At the back of the screen, we will disconnect all the connections to get the screen out of our way so we can do the installation easily. Here, we'll press the clip on each one of these connections in order to remove them. This connection has two clips on the sides. This is our video cable, which we will be plugging into our module, so it will not go back into the screen. Carefully, you have to press the clip here on the side and then remove it. And then this last one, it doesn't have any clips. You just carefully pull it out, and now we can put the screen away. This is the head unit, and we're going to be doing the connections into it, including this main quad lock harness. And in order to get to it, it has to be tilted forward, and we need to unlock it. And to unlock it, there are two T20 Torx bolts which we need to remove. And something to note, the bolts that hold the head unit are longer than the bolts that hold the screen, which we removed earlier. And now we can grab the head unit and it will tilt forward, and it's also now movable. That way we can do all of our connections. So this is our kit. We'll show you what comes inside. You have your main module where all the connections are going to go into. A wire for sound, our video cable, wireless antenna, also part of the cable for sound, USB for wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto, and it's also used for updates. And this is our main harness. One end will plug into the head unit and the other end will go into our module. So this is our auxiliary cable, and this is our USB cable, and this is auxiliary to USB adapter. This is used for sound. So we will plug in one end here into the original USB. The auxiliary cable will plug in here, and this end, including our USB end, need to go up, and we will connect them to the module here. Run this cable here on the side. We'll first remove a panel here, and that way it will give us space to run these two wires up. So we will use our T20 Torx and show you which panel we will remove. So there's one bolt right here, the T20. And once you remove it, this panel comes off, and that gives us opening right there to feed our wires up. This USB adapter for sound, we will hide the wire here. The adapter will be hidden over there, and the other end will go up, and we will bring it up along with our USB This end of USB, you're going to be able to leave somewhere right here, so it's not in the way and not visible. We can grab the head unit and kind of tilt it forward. We have a free path for our wires. First, this is our auxiliary wire. This is our USB wire. So once the cables are up and behind the stereo, these other ends of the wire can be neatly tucked away, and as I said, the USB can be just left right here. And then we can put back this panel. So first you need to insert these two ends towards the front of the vehicle, then clip it in, and now we can put back this bolt. Now the stereo can go somewhat back in its place. Now we need to disconnect this quad lock harness, and you simply unlock it and then it comes out. This is our quad lock harness, so the end that we just removed will go into the female end of our harness. So make sure that the lock is unlocked. You insert it almost all the way in, and then you lock it in place so it's flush at the bottom. This end is our harness. Again, it has to be unlocked. Insert it all the way in, and then you lock it in place. So this is our module, and we're going to start doing the connections into it. So this is our main harness. We'll just plug it in. This video cable, which was at the back of the original screen, will go into our module here. Make sure that goes all the way in. Then the auxiliary cable will plug in to the auxiliary at the harness side. Then this is our USB cable. It will go into the USB end. This is our video cable, which came with the kit, and it has one straight end and one is at 90 degrees. So the 90-degree one will go to the back of the original screen, and the straight end will plug in into our module. And the last thing is the wireless antenna. You can mount it in whichever place you want. Just make sure that you don't stick it to any metal or to the module. So we'll stick it somewhere behind to the plastic of the dashboard. So we'll start putting away our module and hiding it. So a good place would be between the head unit and the actual screen. So right here, there's enough space. So as you can see, the stereo is still not in its place, which is good because it gives us more angle to insert everything. So we'll insert the module, put it in here, and then the bottom of the stereo has to go in its original rotating pins, so then it can be opening and closing like before. As you can see, the stereo moves back and forward like before, and then the holes line up, so everything is good there. This harness we will start here, and then as you can see, there's enough space to start putting away all the wires. Make sure that you don't hide all the wires that were at the back of the screen. You can put them to the side. Then you also need your video cable for the screen, also to the side, and then the rest of the stuff we need to hide. And take your time with this. You can use some cable tie to tie the extra wires so it's less messy. So everything has been hidden, and then there's enough space for the screen to go back in. These are all the wires that will go to the back of our screen. So at this point we can put back the two original bolts that hold the head unit in place. So just insert the connections as they were previously. They can only go back into their original spots. Small one right here. And then our video cable. Also tuck away the video cable, and we will start putting back the original screen. So it has to clip on top, and then the holes at the bottom have to line up so we can put back the original bolts. So at this point, before putting everything back and the bolts, we're going to test everything. We'll turn on our ignition. For sound source, we will choose USB aux, which we have plugged in below. And then we're going to press and hold the back button in the center console right there. And as you can see, now CarPlay is displayed because we connected our phone to the system already. And once you made sure that the sound is working, the system is here, you can also switch back to the original system. So everything is good. After our testing, now we can put everything back. So we're gonna reinstall our original bolts here at the bottom. You have to make sure that the clip on top is clipped in, which it is. At this point, we can put back this piece on top of the dash. You insert it at the front and then you just clip it in. Next, we can reinstall the vents. Same with the passenger side. And the last thing that we need to do is to reinstall this ring. And to reinstall it, you have to make sure that the opening for the light lines up. And then once it's a little bit towards the driver, then you can just turn it and lock it in. So at this point, the installation has been completed. Everything looks just as original. We paired the system wirelessly to our iPhone. You can also pair it to your Android phone wirelessly. Again, this was a video for GTA Car Kits. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you next time.